Don't get me wrong, I have him as a buy. He, as we'll get into later, he is in my team as well. Except I just don't think the value is there having him at second row. I think to be able to lock in a second row forward in center wing is so invaluable just to bank those sort of 60 points week in, week out. I'm not saying I don't like the buy, just not a fan of him at second row forward. Presto, absolutely love. I think he could be one of your good pods. He's got pretty good low ownership as well. He looked awesome in the trial, passed all the eye tests big time. And yeah, like I do like that play. Now, I absolutely hate this bench. Like this is just hurting my eyes. I think this is going to hurt you, right? Like as you mentioned, you got the
Mm.
Dylan Lucas buy. You've got no front row forward, second row forward duels that you can flick up. I think if I were you, I'd be looking at maybe trying to shift one of those front row forwards down to be then able to have that duel. Because as I mentioned, I'm a massive fan of the duels, and because the duels just give you depth and flexibility, right? And so, say if Presto, Finifuiaki, or Lucas get injured first round, like you're gonna have to trade, right? You're not going to be
Yeah, I will
running
trade. I've
any of
got
these blokes.
Yeah, I've got no issue spending trades early. I'm big on using my trades early. And I think, you say that second row benches, hurts your eyes, but I guess with the same argument could say the same as like when I look at your hooker. Like I don't like the double cheapy hooker as well. So I could easily move Marshall King down to Marmaz Ellis and upgrade one of these guys. But I think with the strategy I'm going for this year is I want to fill out my starting 13 or 14 with the flex first, and then I want to be able to select my bench players based on that. So that's sort of the way I'm leaning. I'm not a big fan of the cheapy hooker, and I guess this is why I've got um, cheap second rowers because I think these guys all get roles. And I'm comfortable sitting them there while these guys in my starting side are firming up. Whereas if you go to double chippy hooker, you're playing one of those hookers every week. And I guess that's what I don't like about most is I can select these guys when I want. And if something happens, I trade them out. So that's sort of the thought process there.
Fair enough, mate. It'll be interesting to see how it develops and how many rounds you get into before you're burning trades the second row forwards. But yeah, I love the Marshall King play. I'm just not a big fan of the bench. But as you mentioned, it's your strategy. It could work out well for you.